Sounds production. What up, sound?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Red Room Talk. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Red Room Talk is a show about love, intimacy, and interpersonal relationships, including self-love. We are here to have candid discussions and cut through stigmas to show in the end that we all, no matter our background, have commonalities when it comes to matters of the heart. Last week, if you missed us, that's okay because you can find us on YouTube by following the link in my profile to my Instagram. Last week's episode, we talked about the roadblocks between you and love, but this week we're going to discuss if love is really enough to conquer all. Tonight in the Red Room, we have an all-star cast. We have OG Shad, Miss Sassy Red, Free Agent, and last but not least, the one and only My Peaches. Let's find out what they think. Can love really conquer all? First things first, I'm going to let everyone in the box and let them introduce themselves.
Hey.
And then we're just waiting on Free. Hi, everybody.
TT.
How's everyone doing tonight?
All right.
Blended.
Salute.
How's everyone doing? I'm gonna go ahead and go in clockwise and go ahead and let you guys all introduce yourselves.
Oh, that's me. You going with me?
Yeah, we're going with you.
OG Shad, you know what I'm saying? This is like my third, fourth, maybe fifth installment here on the Red Room. It's always an honor, straight up blessing. You know what I'm saying? I stream 2 times a day. You catch me in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Late at night. Cool on the other side of the pillow, you know. Definitely a vibe. I do discuss certain things, but mostly I just chill. But OG Shad.
All right, I'm free. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, great.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Peaches.
No, I was last. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Free Agent. I stream mostly Monday through Friday after 3 p.m. I've been on the app for a minute. I just really be chilling and vibing on some cool kickback, laid back. You know, you can meet some interesting people in my stream. Thank you, Jen. And all is welcome. Just come through, say what's up. We can vibe out.
All right. Hello. This your girl, Miss Sassy Reds. I normally stream from 9 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 12 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes I do run over, just depending on how the crowd is. However, the weekends you can catch me sporadically. I do host the show at this point in time. Messy Mondays from 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To where we dig into your DMs, you read them, we rate them. I also have an upcoming show that is coming soon, as well as I also do Escape That Room with ATL Quail on Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And hello, everybody. I am Moss Peaches, and I stream in the early mornings in on the Pacific time. So it's 9 a.m. to about 1 o'clock p.m. And then every Sunday, I have What's the Word with Crow, My Speeches, and Roots. And every Monday is my show, Point of View with My Speeches and Friends, where I interview some of the most interesting streamers and get their point of view about social media and pop culture.
Well, welcome, welcome. I love to have you all here. We're gonna go ahead and dig right in. Our first question of the night is: what does love mean to you, and what is your idea of love?
Mm.
Gonna go ahead and,
All right.
start with you, birthday boy.
What love means to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Love is a action that it's incredible. What love means to me is patient. It's one of the things that kickstarts you like a nice blend or some coffee in the morning, make you feel real good. You understand? That's what you know is love. You know what I'm saying? You get feelings you never had before. Real fluffy, real airy type. That's what love is. You can't really describe it, but when you got it, you know what it is. You understand? But yeah, thank you, you guys. Thank you,
Happy birthday.
thank you.
It's my nephew's birthday.
We
Oh,
going in order. We just
yeah,
can
let's
try.
go in order because I need to be last. This gonna take a minute for me to figure this out.
I guess to me, love is like somebody that's gonna be there for you when stuff ain't good. It's easy to love when it's smooth and you on top of the world, but when it's hard and it's stuff that comes around in life, because everybody go through something. No day is all. It's never just gonna be perfect. So to me, that's a true test of love and definition of somebody that actually loves you, that's willing to stick around when it ain't all good. You know, because we all. It's easy to love when it's cool, when everything good, but when it's hard, you find out who really love you. That's in my thought.
Oh, that's a loaded question, Jen. Now you know you got us calculating and thinking. But for me, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I don't know. It's for me. I'm like to be asked, "What is love?" I feel like it's forever. I feel like, um, or at least in your mind, you feel as though it's forever. It's long lasting. Um, it's warm hearted. It's I'm saying, that warm, gushy feeling. But then sometimes it's also heartbreak because sometimes you got to end it, but you still love the person. It's all over the place. That's what it is for me. It's all over the place.
Period. Okay. So I'm gonna tell y'all this old school version of love for me personally, and nobody else. I don't even know why I got picked for this show, and let me tell you why. Because right now I'm not really happy with love. Okay, I've been single supreme for the longest. I forgot last year even happened. Okay, didn't even have a date. Okay, but I'll tell you what love is to me now. Love is to me my family, my kids, the love I have for people is different, but it's also an energy. If your energy is off, I can't really love you like that. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people that get into relationship, they think they in love, but it's a physical thing. You don't really have the energy together to make that frequency work, if that makes any sense. I know I got real deep on y'all, but I'm just saying. 50 years, and it took me this long to figure out what love really is. Love is
Wow.
energy. Love is your family. Love is your friends, your friends, and your people that you surround yourself with. If their energy is off, that's not they don't love you the way you love them. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Okay, I'm done.
Mhm. So for me, definitely, you guys kind of all got pieces of it, but for me, love is definitely an action word. I feel like real love doesn't come until some sacrifice is made, whether
Oh.
it be giving up your ways, giving up other people you're dating, bad habits, things that keep you from loving someone. You know what I'm saying? Your inhibitions, like, or things that like hold you back, like that fear. It could be fear. It's kind of like an embodiment of things. Things that you're willing to let go, or not exactly like as far as like giving up things, like you're giving up, like, well, I got to give up everything for love. No, it's a good giving up things. You're giving up bad habits, or because when you find someone you really love, and that's why they always say, like, oh, he wouldn't give that up for me, but he does for her, because he didn't love you. And it's a hard thing to say, but sometimes that it takes that one person for someone to want to love somebody. It might take that one person. And I've even had to see that, like, dang, well, why couldn't they do that for me? Well, because I wasn't the right one. And that's okay. Because when it's the right one, I'm going to have my time. I've been single for a long time too. And I think sometimes you don't know what love until you know what love is not.
Mm, I
Mm.
like
Well,
that.
I've been married. I was married for 29 years. I know what love is not. Hello?
Hello.
Can I
I know
piggyback?
what it is not.
Yeah, everybody, you got your, yeah, definitely.
I just wanted to add because I had a little time to think it over. Y'all put me on the spot when I was describing the feelings and stuff. One thing I want to add is that love is evolving also, because that was over the test of time, over the course of time, love has to evolve. We change. That love should be able to withstand that change, evolve, and everything else. That's how you can actually, test the durability to see if this is really love or not, because it's going to have to evolve. We don't stay the same, and if it's stagnant love, I don't want it. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I'm gonna get a little bigger over the years. I might lose some weight, whatever the case may be. But as I evolve, I need that love that you have for me to evolve too, baby. Keep that pressure. But yeah,
I don't think love is more of a physical attribute though. I think it's more of a feeling. Like, because anything can happen. So if you love somebody, I think you love them because of what's on the inside.
Hmm. And the way you
Definitely.
feel. And the feeling is the energy that you keep. If you get into an argument with your old lady or your old man, and y'all patch things up or whatever, the energy is different. They sitting different. The body language changes because they
Mm-hmm.
remember how you hurt them, but they don't remember how
Ooh.
much you love them in order
Ooh.
to even hurt them. So the energy is off. Go ahead,
Oh
baby.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like when you love someone, like, even when something's not right, you know at the end of it, like, I love this man, but right now I don't like you. That don't mean I got
Mm-hmm.
I gotta like you right now. I love
That's
you, but I
it.
like you. And I think a lot of times with, like, this day and age, we people so bad want to be in love with a beautiful stranger and don't really want to get
Mm.
to know people, or but when you know the core of someone, that's when you really love someone. When you know who they are from the depths of their soul and you still choose to love them, that's love to me.
Yeah. I'll take a ugly
So,
plumber at this point. He don't have to be no beautiful stranger. He could be an ugly plumber as long as he got his name and all his original teeth.
Not the
Come
ugly
on,
plumber.
sorry.
well, if you're just pulling up, that's okay. We just got started and we have so much more to come. We just discussed what love means to us, but now I want to discuss the different ways to love.
Mm.
Um, we got 5 love languages. What is your love languages, and how do you show love to someone? I'm going to give you some examples. We have words of affirmation, which means giving someone compliments or telling them good, beautiful, whispering sweet nothings in their ear. We got acts of service, which means doing things for someone that maybe you're sick today, and today I'm going to do the dishes and clean the house for you. We got receiving gifts, which we all, or at least I like that too. It's not my number one, but we all like to receive gifts at some point. Quality time, which means spending quality time with your person, and physical touch, which I think we all need a little bit of that every now and
Yes.
again.
Facts.
So with that being said, what is your love language and how do you show love to someone?
Birthday boy, it's
okay,
on you.
all right. I actually had the pleasure of taking the test. It was a nice little test, but for me, my three, I'm gonna give you my top three, which is gonna be quality time, physical touch, and acts of service. I'm real big on quality time. I need to be able, what I'm saying, smell you, be up under you, everything. I also like my space, but quality time matters. Acts of service, I'm a pleaser. So anything I can do to take the load off of you, make things easier for you, whatever the case may be, that's what I'm going to do. You understand? You're my queen. I want to make sure you got what you need. Acts of service, and
Yeah.
the physical touch, definitely physical touch. I don't care if we just sitting on the couch. A part of me is gonna find this way over there. You don't care if it's a finger on the leg, one leg on you. We're gonna
Not
be
a finger
touching
on the
some way
leg.
somehow. Right, right. We're gonna be touching some way somehow. And honestly, I feel like you can't really love someone until you know what they see as love or how they view or accept love, because everybody don't get the same love or accept love the same way. So one way that Jen may, accept love or like to be loved, you ladies in here might like it completely different. You know what I'm saying? You might want a man to love you a little differently and things like that. So you can't properly love someone until you actually know how they receive love and what they view as love. And once you have that, then you know what I'm saying, you're good to go.
Right.
I think like my love language is more of a pleasing nature, affection, acts of kindness, just all overall just caring, being caring and nurturing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm soft spoken, so it's pretty much Valentine's Day every day with me. You know what I'm saying? But like he said, you gotta pretty much figure out the person though, and like what they like and what they don't like. Because some people don't like to be crowded or overbeared, or they, what I'm saying, their personal space. Some people like you to be all up under them. So it's like you gotta figure out what she want.
Right. Yeah. I would say, at least for me, I feel as though I have like bits and pieces of all of them. At least for me, my love language is definitely words of affirmation. I like to be praised because I feel like, and I think that's for me, that's why I started like streaming. A lot of times you hear a lot of trash talking, you hear, what I'm saying? People are so combative, people are so negative. And I think that's why for me, I kind of wanted to do that because I feel like, or I felt like in my everyday life, I normally just don't get that. So for someone coming in, not to say that it's something new, but that may be something I just gravitate to more. So a lot of times I'm very observant as well. So I like to, at least if I'm around that person, I kind of try to at least gauge what they're into or what their wants are. Because some people are, you'll ask some people and they're like, I like chilling. That is not a love language. That's not, that's not it. So, I mean, sometimes you just got to get a feel of, the person as to what they like. Um, but to me, I'm like, I'm a pleaser, but at the same time, I also want it to be reciprocated. You also, you want to be in a situation to where if you're giving out good vibes, you're giving out energy, you're giving out words of affirmation, gifts, and all of these things, you definitely want it to be reciprocated. So to me, I feel like I want to be the person to where I want them to also be to me.
Mhm. Well, for a minute, I thought I was on a dating show, and I was gonna say I'll take the guy up in the box. I'm gonna take the birthday boy and the young man over there, put theirs combined with my score, and we got all five. Mine is, I guess my love language would be the physical touch is necessary. Okay, all right, and the receiving part, I like that. Yep, that's it.
I'm taking notes. That's it. But lead
Receiving
me
and the
on. Why
touching.
don't you?
Okay.
Right. Lead me on. Why don't you?
You feel
But I
me?
can cook though. I can cook though. I can cook. We're not gonna starve. I promise. But no, words of affirmation. You know what? I've been told that I don't know how to receive a compliment. Like somebody will compliment me, and I'd be like, "Oh, you know what? I look all right." You know what I mean? Like, "Oh, your hair is so cute." I'm like, "Yeah, but I messed up this." I don't know how to receive it. So, but I know how to receive the physical touch.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is that something that you're working on?
Mhm.
Nope, I'm done. I'm too old. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all.
She said at
Girl, you
this
looking
point,
good.
Like
She
you
said.
gonna learn
Oh, okay.
today.
Mm-mm. I already did all of those things. I think I'm at a point. I'm at a point in an age in my life where I don't have time to build a man. If that makes sense, I need him to be ready to go, and then all I got to do is, like dust his shoulders off and add to him. You know what I mean? And that's it. I don't have time to work on how he feel and all that. You know, I got grandkids. I got stuff to do. So I need you to be, let's go. Let's build. Let's get this bread and let's go. Like,
Get it
what are we doing?
popping.
Physical touch me and let me receive it. And we're going to go and get this bread. But y'all young. So y'all got a lot of loving to do. So get in there. This is great. This is great. Great talk.
Get up in there. I love her. Ooh.
I love the honesty.
So for I love her, I swear already. So for me, my first and foremost is quality time. I think there's nothing else like spending time with the person you love. I always say the person for me will be the person I can have fun with at the grocery store. Just a mundane Monday, we go into the, you already know, don't get this work now. But that person that we can go to the grocery store or just sit at home in our onesies and put my feet on you while we watch a movie. Those moments. See, the flirty feeling in the very beginning. It's cute, but see, I love when you're already like at that point where you have that comfortability with somebody, and I don't have to. Feel like I have to always impress you. Like I'm gonna impress you, but I don't want to have to impress you all the time. I'm gonna impress
Right.
you. I'm gonna press up on. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm gonna impress you, of course. But that's I want the normalcy. I love the day to day, just normal. Like I know you like the back of my hand. Especially if I love someone, I'm gonna remember every mark, every mole, everything on your body. But the definitely quality time is my number one. Words of affirmation, most definitely. But kind of like my speeches, as much as I love hearing those things, I also it's hard for me to receive it too because I'm one of those people that's really hard on myself. So hearing things like I'm gonna be like, oh, thank you, but inside I'm like, oh my god, why are you doing this to me? Like, especially when we have the date box up, I know y'all love that. It's fun. But when they get in there, like, you're so beautiful and you're, oh my God, you're so sexy. I'm sitting here like, please get out of the box right now. Like, I'm like, yeah, like I love hearing it, but it also like it's like they almost swallow me up sometimes too. So,
Um,
um, but a little bit of all of them for me. Physical touch, I think I love me some physical touch, of course. Definitely a receiver, but also a giver in that aspect. Most definitely. Ding, yes, there we go, RDS. Um, but I think a little bit of all of them for me. But the ways in which I give love is I'm gonna really pay attention to you and find out what your love language is. I want to know what makes you tick. I want to know the things that
right.
make you receive love. I want to know, like, if I find out there's something that you love or something that gets you, makes you tick. I'm gonna make sure that I touch on those. You know what I'm saying? Not like that, but I'll make sure I touch on all those aspects. That too. I'm gonna make sure I touch on all those aspects of you to make you feel fulfilled. But I think there's also like love languages that we don't really think about. Like for me, music. If you can play me a good song or we can dance in the kitchen to some old school Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross, whoo, I'm telling you, gonna have me forever, forever, ever.
I actually conceived my second daughter off of R. Kelly's 12 play.
Uh-uh. 12 times.
See? See?
How old is your daughter?
25.
Okay, so my mom told me that I was made off R. Kelly also, and I'm 31. So there's something with y'all and that bald headed man. I don't know what it is.
It seemed like we was ready. That's what it was. It seemed
It's
like we
because
was
the
ready.
mind
That's
is telling you no, but your body is telling you, yeah, that's what it
saying
is.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm pretty
Sorry.
sure I was conceived of Prince because that is like my second daddy. I'm pretty sure
Okay,
Purple
first of
Rain,
all, don't talk about him unless
um,
I let you talk
Rat.
about. You
Okay,
cannot talk
yeah,
about him,
Little Red
man.
Corvette, Raspberry.
Man,
Look, the kind you find at a secondhand store. You know what I'm saying? I know that was my second daddy. My mom loved her some Prince, so I know I was conceived of some Prince because that's definitely it's probably my real daddy. I'm pretty sure.
okay, first
Uh,
of all, okay, mute me, mute me, mute me, mute me. I,
pretty sure that was my real daddy, but look. I'll tell my mom. Look,
Turn 'em off.
she gonna get. Okay. But so if you're just pulling up, that's okay. You haven't missed much. We still have so much more to come. We just discussed what love means to us, the 5 ways in which we show and receive love. But now we're gonna move on to the differences between the way men and women love. What do you think are some differences between the way a man loves and the way a woman loves?
mm,
I can't speak for men, but I can speak for me. Man, OG Shy loves is unconditional. There's no bounds. There's no limits. I will move mountains and freeze hell for you. You understand? When it comes to being patient, the understanding, the listening, to being vulnerable. That's what a lot of men are scared of, being vulnerable. It is okay to be vulnerable with your woman. And if you love her, that's your safe haven. You understand what I'm saying? Listen here, people. You're a woman, that's your safe haven. And for women, your man should be yours too. But I'm just talking about me. So I'm gonna make sure that when I'm loving you, I'm gonna be your safe haven. Don't be scared to come into these arms. You had a bad day. Come lay with me. Talk to me. You understand? Unwind a little bit. But there's no bounds to the love that you're gonna receive when you deal with OG. So hey,
I think that men, I don't know, it's like some men don't know how to love, but it's required. It's like women, y'all always want whatever y'all want. So it's, I don't know. It ain't no. I don't think it's no correct answer to that because it's like you never know. Women change every day, and it's like you just got to be ready. If you ask me, for whatever coming your way. Because if it's like if you sit on a certain way that you think you know how to love or treat somebody, and then you trying to be with somebody, and that's not what she accustomed to or what she might like, then what you gonna do? So
That was it. All right.
thank you, mate.
Yeah, to me, I just feel, for me, I always feel like a lot of things do vary. I feel as though people love based off of the experience that they do have. Some people, because people get into a situation to make the statement to say, like, oh, you have to bring 50-50, but it never really amounts to your 50. You know what I mean? Communication to you is not always the same as the next person. Like, my broke is not your broke. So if I say my bank account, I'm broke, I only got $2 in it, and you like, well, hold on, I'm broke because I only got 260. Wait a minute, I'm trying to be your type of broke because we speaking a different type of language. So to me, I naturally feel like it does vary because a lot of times you can make the statement to say, I want to love. People say like, oh, I got so much love to give. But sometimes based off of that person's experience, like the streets are raising some of these people, like they've been in foster homes or they haven't had mothers or fathers to raise them. So it's going to look and feel different based off of their lifestyle and their experiences. So a lot of times it's not, to me, I feel like it's never really going to level up, because you're not going to date yourself. And I think a lot of people tend to think, oh, well, I'm loving and I'm giving so much to this person. And I'm like, well, maybe they're giving a lot and they're giving their all to you, but that's, it's limited. That's where their love is, and that's how they've been showing love, and that's what they're bringing to the table. So to me, I do feel like it really depends on that specific person, um, when it comes to stuff like that.
Absolutely. I agree. Just to piggyback off Sassy, you have to, in order for you to love a woman or a man, you need to know that woman's story. You need to know that man's story. You can't just go in and be like, you know what, girl, he's so cute. I think I love him. We're gonna be together. And you trying to get with somebody that got some issues that's underlying that he ain't told you about. And now his relationship is got turmoil going on because he wanna tell you he come from a background where he did 10 years in prison, you know what I mean, for choking somebody. And you know what I mean? Now you hear saying things that's going to provoke him to choke you. Now you don't even know what's going on. So you have to know their story first before you delve into a love. Oh, I love him. I love him. No, no, no. Hold on. You don't know this woman's story. You can't grab her from the back like that because she's been molested. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like certain things you need to take into consideration before you blurt that word out. Like, I
Right.
love you. No, I like the physical touch from you. Right now, I need to find out your backstory. Before I get that physical touch, let me find out your backstory and see what I'm dealing with. If I'm going to invest my time in this person, because time is something you cannot get back. So you
Ooh.
got to be careful when you say love, because if I spend 2 years with you, that's 2 years I can't never get back. I could have been progressive, and you holding me back because of your backstory. So find out that woman's story, and then you'll know
Hmm.
how to love that person.
Oh my
That was
God.
good. That was good, Peaches.
That was good. That was good. Woo.
That's real good.
That's
I
real
And I
got
good.
a
like I always say that because realistically, like in the dating realm nowadays, people don't talk. You know, people are so surface level to where it's like, well, what do you like? Well, what do you like to eat and what you like to do? And you talk about all of these good things, but I'm like, realistically, you need to get to the root of it. Like people don't talk about your triggers and your traumas and all your struggles that you know that you've gone through. But I feel like that's the deep rooted issue. You know, some people are so surface to where people are constantly talking about, well, what's your sign? That's not important. Okay, you have been in jail, you done killed somebody before, you done been shot. Like what is happening in your life that I need to get? You got gambling issues?
Yeah. What are your traumas and how are you actively working on them so you don't project that stuff on me?
That's
yeah.
it. I don't want to be choked out in my sleep. I done sneeze snapped.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a mirror when it comes to like for me, especially as a female. I'm definitely a lover. I have a maternal instinct. While I don't have children, I still have that maternal instinct. So I tend to be an over lover. Like I want to fix those things, and I don't even mean to do it. But see, broken people love people like me, though. So you got to make sure that you don't mother a man. Because look, I'm not your mom. Because I'm not gonna love you like that. Because my love is conditional. Now, while people say, "Oh, my love is so unconditional," da 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 da, da I love him. Look, try me if you want to.
That's it.
I'm gonna love you as far as you love me. 'Cause I'm telling you, I'm gonna be a mirror and I'm gonna reflect exactly what you're reflecting back to me.
Mm. And is that something you working on?
No, no. I worked on that. When I was married. I was married 6 years. I've been there, done that. Okay. I've been a wife. I know how that works. You know what I'm saying? And I worked on myself. I've been single for 7 years also. Okay. So while I was with someone for 7 years, I've also been single for 7 years. So I've worked on myself a whole lot. Okay. I've worked on myself for a whole 7 years, y'all. Okay. So as a female, yeah, I'm gonna, have that maternal instinct, but I also what I love in a man and what for how a man loves, I need that protection feeling, especially as someone who's been through, and I've been abused, I've been through all those type of things. So I need a man who makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
So to me, like how a man may show love, and he might not show all the when the roses and the stars in the sky and the pinks and the look, it's got to go past what's your favorite color. Okay, I need you to know the things that trigger me, and I'm gonna learn the things that trigger you. You know what I'm saying? So for a man, I need that protector, that feeling where I know at the end of the day, by just in a sigh, because a woman, they always say, like, you can she can say more in a sigh than a man can say in a sermon. I don't know if you ever heard that, but
Yeah.
if I you and then like, okay, babe, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So I need my man to know me in that aspect, because I'm gonna learn you. I'm gonna learn the things that if I could just look at you and be like, now what's wrong? What's wrong? I should be able to just look at you and know that something's not right. That's how much I need to know you. When you first dating, it's kind of like going to school with your partner. Like when you first meet someone, you still in preschool. And as you get to know them, like, okay, we in kindergarten now, I'm learning a few more things, but you should always want to be learning something about your partner, whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. Always be learning something. I mean, my parents, they were together for 30 and they were still learning things. So I think when you have that in you to still want to learn about each other, whether you're a man or whether you're a woman, just still wanting to learn. And then as a woman, and the difference is like, I have high respect for men. I definitely don't feel like all men are the same. I don't. I grew up with 3 brothers who highly respect women who I highly respect. So I make sure not to emasculate a man either, because there are differences between a man and a woman. You can't sit there and cut your man down into size and treat him like a bleepity bleep and then feel like he's gonna want to be that man. No, I'm going to hold you up and lift you up like the man you are. But I also need you to protect me, because I love the best when I flourish in my femininity.
Yeah.
Did I say that wrong? It sounded like, but no.
I was like, shit.
Shut
Hmm.
So,
But yeah, no,
And I
you
want
can't
to add,
really say all men are the same because I grew up with all men in my family. Me and my sister are the only two females. All of them are different, but for the most part, out of 100%, about 70% of them are the same. The other 30%, they rare. Go ahead, baby. Shoot.
oh yeah, I was gonna add in, especially you said don't tear them down or whatever the case may be. And
Right.
my thing is this, you gotta look at it this way. My perspective is this because you gotta be honest with who you with, right or wrong or indifferent. When we're in the public view, we're out and about. I don't care what the situation is. I'm going to have your back, right, wrong, or indifferent. Nobody will see me and you have any type of disagreements, none of that. But the moment we in that car, we in our place, we're together, I'm going to let you know, baby, you wrong as shit. What happened was wrong, you was wrong, whatever the case may be. And if I can't do that, that you're not the one for me. But you got to be able to be honest with people. I'm going to ride for you. I'm going to hold you down. And once we get out of that situation, I'm going to let you know, baby,
Yeah.
that's not what's supposed to happen. That was wrong and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to be honest and let people know because there's a lot of people who will sit there and you're gonna say you're gonna ride for somebody this, that, and the third. You're gonna ride for them. Well, okay, cool. But did you let them know? You know what I'm saying? That was unnecessary. They was wrong. This is what we could have
Mhm.
done. This, that, and the third. It's communication. That's the biggest part. But yeah, that's all I had.
definitely. Well, if you're just pulling up, that's okay. It's not over. We still do have more to come. We've discussed our definition of love, different ways to show love. We've discussed the differences between how a man and woman love. But now I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I want to talk about what happens when love is tested.
Mm.
So, for you all, I want to ask this question: is infidelity an automatic relations end all, or can you forgive? And what would it take for you to forgive?
That's the end all for me. My thing is this: I understand things happen or whatever the case may be, but if you know you're putting yourself in situations for things to possibly occur, then you're not giving me no type of consideration or anything. You understand? People know what they have going on, and I just feel like once you color outside those lines, that's where you want it to be. Because I know what I'm not going to stand for, and you can't ask me what I bring to the table when I'm the whole table. You understand? So at that point in time, it's like one and done. You know what I'm saying? I'll forgive, and I still have that in the back of my mind where you won't be able to forget. It'll be on your conscience. And at that point, you should have known you should have left in the first place. So my thing is, once that happens, I'm going. You know what you had, and now when you see it somewhere else, you'll be like, "Damn, I fucked that up." You did. Oh, excuse me, I messed that up. But yeah, you did. So hey, it's definitely done for me. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. For me, I guess it's kind of tricky because you can say it's an end all, but if you really care about that person or you love them, you ain't gonna be too quick to just be like, well, you got to go through the little motions or whatever. But I think it depends on the individual because sometimes we all do things and we can't explain why we do things. So to base forever on something that somebody did that you care about, I think that's kind of, I don't know, but I think it depends. Some people have zero tolerance. Some people do. Some people don't.
Hmm.
Me, I'm more compassionate to where I probably could be alright. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, I'm not. I don't know.
What would it
I think
take
it's
for you to
tricky.
forgive?
Huh?
I said, what would it take for you to forgive?
I don't know. I think it would have to come from me. It wouldn't be nothing that the person do. I had to make peace with myself about it, and then what I'm saying, be able to continue on.
Woo. Okay. So I live by a C code. I need closure, clarity, and confirmation. So I got questions. So when he cheating, is this like a one and done? Like this is, it's just one time, or you been cheating for some months and years? Because I feel like if it's just a one-off, it potentially could be something that I can go ahead and forgive because it's a one-off. This is something that was just I don't want to say a mistake because I'm like, you know what you're doing. However, You in it for some months and some years. You should have just stayed. You should have just stayed with her, cause you done got this lady a house. Y'all
Mm.
think y'all living in bliss, and then you coming back to me and you kissing me in my mouth, giving me the cooties. It's a
Okay.
problem. I got the diseases and I'm coughing and it ain't COVID. It's a problem. So I'm like it solely depends for me because I'm like it's not gonna stop there. It has to be something that I'm thinking like deep within, especially if it's something long term that you've been doing. Because if it's something long term, you haven't put my feelings in consideration. People make the statement to say like, "Oh, well, I love you," and that's why I say for me, it has to be something more than just love. But people can love you, and it's just like, "Hey, I've done this idiotic thing to where I didn't think." You weren't at the forefront of my mind in the process of me doing this. However, it was still something that was done long term. Now, one off, it's like, okay, well, this is just make sure you don't do this again, so I don't end up on snaps. So it just solely depends for me.
Most definitely.
Bless y'all hearts. Y'all so sweet. Listen.
I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for
Okay,
this.
she gonna
Make
come
it
with
one
it.
110. You understand me? I got cheated on. My husband slept with all the ladies that lived in the perimeter, okay? And they mamas too, right? But I love this man. I love this man. I love this man. So as soon as he went to jail, I slept with a couple of guys in damn self. Kept pushing. And we stayed together until he died. You dig? We were still. I mean, we wasn't together when he died, but I mean, we were still married when he died. Like you dig? Like I was the widow. I'm the widow. But he had several other baby mamas and all that old good stuff. But I was first wife and all that stuff. Yeah, he slept with all the. It was a girl that came to my house that my cousin was sleeping with. I said, "Where'd she come? Looking for my husband. My husband." So yeah, I stayed with him because I knew that that's what he was. That's what he was about. That was his man story. His granddaddy did it. His daddy did it. All his uncles did it, and it was a norm for them. But he was a good dude. Like, he took care of me. He just had a whole problem. And we after that we definitely used protection after I found out all the babies in the neighborhood could have possibly been his, but it wasn't. None of them knows was family. But you learn to move on. You understand me? You have to learn how to move on, baby. Like, I don't know. But he cheated on me a lot. And I was just like, okay, this dude, he just can't get it right. I'm a good woman. What am I doing? But then I eventually left that relationship knowing in my mind, like thinking like you were saying, like all men are the same, but they're not all the same. You know what I mean? They're not all like him. So I was looking for something totally different from what he was. The new dude, he had to be a square. He could not have no felonies, none of that stuff. Yeah, because that's what I was attracted to. So yeah, you gotta cheating. I forgave him, and then I got under somebody else.
So, a lot like Miles Peaches. I was married to a cheater. Um, and I forgave and forgave and forgave. But you know what happens when you forgive someone? When they start sliding and you forgive them, then they start ice skating. You have to love yourself enough to walk away. Because I always say I have to love me first before I can love you, right? I have to love me more than I can love you. Them people that be like, I need someone who loves me more than I love that. Wrong one. I'm gonna love me first and foremost, because if I love you first, then what do I got when we over? I've done loved you to death. I will love you to death. Thank you. I would love you to death. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Judge Judy. You get one chance.
Mhm.
One chance. If you mess that up, that is on you. You knew what you had when you had it. And a lot of people, not just men, a lot of people don't know what they got until it's gone. And I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. And how I'm going to show you is you're going to see me as I walk away from you. I learned my lesson. I was with that man for almost 7 years. And all it got me was losing my 20s. But I'm still grateful for that man. I will say that I'm grateful because I learned a lot. I
Yeah.
learned how to love myself through it. because I didn't love myself enough when I was with him. I remember hearing all of those words all the time. Nobody's ever gonna want you. Nobody's ever gonna love you. Nobody's gonna love you. Well, I hope so. I hope so. I hope nobody's ever gonna love me like that ever again. Ever.
Right.
Ever.
Okay.
I hope so.
Ooh,
Because I'll be danged if someone ever loves me like that, because that ain't love.
right,
That for
right.
sure isn't love. You loved yourself first, sir.
Mhm.
So I hope nobody ever loves me like that again, because you have to walk away. I think if for me, most definitely, it's an end all. End all. She scared me when she just. It should scare you. I hope you're all afraid.
I was a little intimidated too. I was a little
Can
nervous.
I can I piggyback?
Sure, go ahead, piggyback.
Because
You're afraid.
what you just said was wonderful. Because you definitely got to be able to know your worth and what you're willing to put up with and everything else. Because at the end of the day, it's not about them at that point. It's about you. The ball is in your court, and
Yeah,
people are going to only do what you allow them to do. Here's the
yeah,
biggest thing that it boils down to with for me. If you can't read cursive, I'm sorry. That is trust. Trust takes a lifetime or forever to build, 1 second to lose. And if I can't trust you, we have nothing. Now it's okay to sit there and say, "Oh, Moss Peaches, I understand you and your husband went through." It couldn't have been me, baby. It couldn't have been me. And I'm sorry that
Right,
it was you, but trust is
right.
huge. You
Yeah, yeah.
violate my trust, that's null and void right there. You understand? I'm
Mhm.
gonna send you back to the streets and everything else because I can't trust you. I don't want to be sitting here second guessing. I don't want to micromanage or be
Mhm.
wondering, oh, if she out here doing such and such, you
That's
supposed to be going
it.
to the store, whatever. You feel me? Like once the trust is gone, whatever we had is no more. So
Right.
that's the biggest part to me. It's the whole trust issue.
Right.
Yeah.
I had left the relationship a long time ago. Once I figured out, you know what I mean? Okay, this dude is whack. But I've already invested. You understand what I'm saying? I had two
That's it.
children. So it
Yep.
was like, it's different for me to just pick up and be like, okay, I'm gonna go and then have the next man take care of his kids. But that
Right.
wasn't gonna be right for
right.
me. I had to get my plan together. And now, talking about trust issues, man, I don't trust the DoorDash. I don't trust none of them. Like, why is
No,
it
I
taking
don't
you?
even
It's
trust a
safe right
one-way
here.
street.
Where's my
Okay,
food?
both ways.
I look both ways on a one-way.
Yeah. Like,
But
don't
that
play
be
with me.
it.
So yeah, I think that's another reason why I'm so single because yeah, I don't even trust you. If you lie about one thing, it's a problem for me. Now I got my blinders up, so it's
Yeah.
just like I'm working on that. That's what I am working on. But
So
I like the
Amen.
way I trust is set up right now. Don't trust nobody.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, if you're just pulling up, you are a little late, but we still have more to come. We've discussed what love means to us, the 5 ways to show love, the differences between how a man and woman loves, and what happens when love is tested. But now we're going to talk about communication because I think when problems arise, communication is really the answer to most of your issues when your love and relationship is on the line.
Mhm.
Communication is often the biggest distance between two people. So I want to know, what is your greatest challenge when trying to effectively communicate? There are different styles of communication. We have passive, which is emotionally dishonest, indirect, inhibited, self-denying, blaming, apologetic. Passive aggressive, emotionally dishonest, indirect, self-denying at first, self-enhancing at the expense of others. Aggressive, which is inappropriately dishonest, direct, expressive, attacking, blaming, controlling, self-enhancing at expense of others. And assertive, which is the good kind of communication, appropriately honest, direct, self-enhancing, expressive, self-confident, empathetic, and all emotions are involved.
All of that.
So I think a lot of times, like I said, the largest distance between two people is lack of communication.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your greatest challenge when it comes to communication?
Okay, the last one you said was assertive.
Assertive.
All right. That definitely describes mine to a T because let me break down communication for you. Some of y'all communicating, you beat around the bush. You've been talking about 5 whole minutes and they said nothing. So I'm not even gonna say communicate. I'm gonna say communicate effectively. I need the meat. I need the potatoes. I need my vegetable. I need my drink. I need you to communicate with me so well that there's no need for me to walk away with any questions, wondering what it was I just heard, where you was coming from, or none of that. Because when you're able to communicate effectively, You understand? You get your point across. And I'm gonna tell you something else, people. Y'all, I'm gonna take you old school. You know what I'm saying? I may be 31, but I got old soul. You were born with two ears and one mouth for a reason. Can y'all tell me that? Don't worry, I'm gonna let you know. Because you're supposed to listen more than you talk. A lot of y'all sit here and want to listen to what somebody is telling you just to have a comeback. You're listening to respond. You're
Mm.
not listening to comprehend. You understand what I'm saying? You're listening to respond. That leads to a lot of hiccups. You understand what I'm saying? So that describes my style. I'm gonna be right there. We're gonna get to what it is. We're gonna get everything out that needs to get out, and we're gonna fix it. So yeah.
So what you think, free agent?
So what was I think that my biggest thing is
Is
like
his eyes open?
applying to expecting a person to rationalize to my ration like what I think or what I believe. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when it's like when you're trying to get somebody to understand you or you trying to understand them or something might be going down in the way your point of view, like having your point of view in the way you think or the way you see stuff in the way they see it. And then I think that's a big issue with me per se, because at the end of the day, you know, I'm always on some cool. I'm trying to be cool anyway.
Right.
Mm,
What you think, Miss Sassy?
Jesus Christ. Um, because I feel like the craziest thing about it is because people make the statement to say that communication is so important. Yet as people were so misguided and so misled when it comes down to it, because you know what I'm saying, it's not what it's not just one way. You know what I mean? Some people are direct to where they're like, come on, get to the point. Where other people have that mindset to be like, hold on, let me tell you the whole story and then I'm gonna get to, you know what I'm saying? It takes people longer to process. I'm like, I'm that direct type of person. I don't know if that's the New York in me, but I'm like, come on, let's get to it. What did you trying to say? Some people's mind frame thinks differently. So in the process, and sometimes people just don't have that patience. You know what I mean? I believe patience is also important because people feel as though like, oh, I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? People like, oh, I don't want to sugarcoat and I don't want to beat around the bush, but sometimes it's your delivery. The reason why we didn't work out probably, wasn't the communication, but it's the communication that we weren't having in the way that you told me. It's, you can tell me like, hey, could you turn down or could you be quiet because I'm on the phone? Versus, hey, shut up. Hey, I'm on the phone. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna take that differently. I'm not gonna react to so you want me to pop off. You gonna tell me to shut up and do all of that. Then you're gonna get a different type of reaction. But that's the thing, like it's so different for every person. Um, and this is male and female. I don't feel as though it's a situation like, oh, because you a woman, this is how you dealing with it, or because you a man, this is how you dealing with it. Like I said, some people can't see past their own experiences. So if that's how they were raised and that's how they were taught up, and their parents talk to them like that, they feel as though like, oh, well, I have no problem because this is how I was. I'm like, well, you might want to change that. My thing is, I'm like I said, my love language is words of affirmation. So you can't talk to me crazy and feel as though, crazy to me even is like, shut up. Or, people nowadays make it prone to be like, you mother effers. I'm like, oh, that's not that's not me. Talk to me because I'm a lady. I'm not an MFer. I'm not these things. And that might be something cute that you do with your little friend girls. Hello? But that's not me. Okay, she's they. She's a lady. Talk to me like a lady. Period.
right. Okay. Period. Hello? Okay, so listen. I'm an assertive communicator because I feel like what's understood does not need to be explained. We already know what it is. Why are we going through all of these trials and tribulations with all this different explanation? Because now at this point, it sounds like you're just trying to make stuff up. I feel like if you take too long to tell me something, it's like, well, I was driving down the street and I made a right on Yukon, and then, but before I got there, no, just tell me where is my car? Why do you keep going through all this? Tell me what's going on so that way I can deal with the situation accordingly. I don't want to wait 3 days or 2 hours later to get the information out of you, and then you don't even all the way give it to you. So I think that has a lot to do with their capability to receive the information and deliver the information.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell it to you. I'm a salesperson. I'm a real estate agent. Look, this is how much the house costs. got we'll put all that into the offer and we'll write it up. Let's go. Well, I don't know. Was the sun shining that way? Look, you can look at that later. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this done. We went through the whole house. We was in there for 4 hours. At this point, now I'm assertive with it. So sometimes I try to have a little empathy, but if I know it's trash, man, I'm out of here. I'm assertive. Look, I said what I said. I gotta go. We shouldn't be going through this.
Making a short story long.
Period.
Making
So
a
look,
short story
got
long.
stuff to do. Got stuff to do.
So Rashad had said in the comments, it's not always what you say, but how you say it. Delivery definitely matters. It does matter. Like I said, I'm like a mirror that's gonna reflect back to you how you treat me. If I can't, my biggest problem in communicating is fear. I know what I want to say, but I don't know what you're gonna say to get back to me. She definitely was a thug. Look,
You
I want
know
to grow up
what?
and be just like you. I want to grow up and be just like you because I always have that fear when it comes to communicating. While I'm assertive, I also have that fear. So I might be afraid just because, especially if I go to communicate something to you and you've made me feel as if I can't say something to you, or you've like cut me off, or you've like instilled that into me that you're not going to receive what I'm saying to you, especially if it's something that's hurt me. And I tell you how I feel about it, and you've cut me off or you've like dismissed what I said. Now I've got that fear instilled in me. Now I'm not afraid of you. Don't
Right.
get that twisted. But that fear and like you're not going to hear me anyway, so why should I say anything? And that's when I'm going to start just keeping my kid to myself. Well, I need you to know, or I'm probably going to express to you, but it might not come out because now last time I told you how I felt about this issue or about an issue, you were like, you just blew me off like, nope, end of discussion. Woo! How's the end of discussion? Because I didn't even get I didn't even get it out. You know what I'm saying? So now that I think that's my biggest issue with communication is that fear of how you're going to receive what I say or how you're going to react to what I say, especially if it's something that's hurting, because I feel like when someone loves you, the last thing they want to do is hurt you, because hurting you should hurt me. So definitely that's like my biggest thing with communication.
That's the thing too. But that's, you know what I'm saying? Then that's why I say it becomes an issue to where you're not receiving it. So a lot of times for some guys, it's like, oh, she's always nagging me or whatever. But I'm like, that's her giving you those signs like, hey, listen to me, I'm telling you you're not cleaning up, I'm telling you you're not doing what you need to do, at least for us or the family or whatever. And because you're viewing it as me nagging, you're missing the important message, or you're brushing it off. Hey, 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 could you be quiet, I'm watching the show. Like, this is more important than what I want to tell you. Now you've missed out, now you've shut me down to where I no longer want to open up and tell you, because you're just dismissing me because you feel as though something else is more important. But if you sat down and you listened to me and we had the conversation, there would be no sense of confusion. Well, what's wrong with you? Don't worry about it. Go back to your game and watch a game, because when I wanted to tell you then, you didn't want to listen. So then now it's like, oh, she out here tripping, but you don't know why she tripping. You didn't get the information. You don't know what's going on. You didn't take the time to listen when you should have listened. And I'm like, this is what's causing the problem in your household, because you ain't got the patience, because everything else is more important, and you feel as like you're doing this whole dismissive thing. So
Right.
I'm not trying to step on no toes, but I just look at it a little differently, Sassy. And the reason why I'm gonna say that is because I take it as this: if you're listening to me, then you're not really comprehending. I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to hear me. Like people say, heard you. You know what I'm saying? I need you to hear me, because the worst thing you can do is put anybody in a position to where they're coming to you trying to communicate, and you shut them down to put them in a position where they feel like they can't come and talk to you because you've lost them. Then that leads to them finding other avenues or other people to communicate with. That takes away from your time and everything else and leads to a lot of other shit too. That's how you possibly can push the one that you love into the hands of someone else or into a situation that shouldn't have happened. So that's what I'm saying. I understand you keep saying listening, which I ain't trying to start no beef, but my take on it is, if you're listening to me, you ain't really paying no attention. I need you to hear me.
what's the difference?
Yeah.
When you're listening, most of the time you're listening to respond. But when you're actually hearing something, because most of y'all, let's say y'all listening to music, whatever. Now I hear music. You understand? It's here. the everything, the tone of which the artist say it, from the beat down to the way it makes me feel. But when you're listening to something, you can zone out in the space and forget what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying? You're listening to it, but your mind may be elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had people sit there and try to talk at me. No, talk to me. Because when you talk at me, that's when I'm listening to you. I'm not paying your ass no attention in one ear and out the other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But when you're talking to me, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing, you know what I'm saying, to understand, to comprehend. I'm just thinking that, hearing is a lot more deeper than listening. When you're listening, that's surface level. But when you're hearing, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot more that comes along with that. But that's just my take. Maybe I'm weird, maybe I'm ass backwards, whatever the case may be, but that's just my view.
Definitely. Well, if you're just pulling up, you are late, in fact, but we are at my favorite part of the night. We've discussed what love means to us, the 5 ways to show love, the differences between how a man and woman loves, what happens when love is tested with infidelity, communication. Now we're going to go to my favorite segment, our Ask Jen host hot seat question. I went to Instagram to ask our peers what they wanted to ask for this week's hot seat question. If you want your question to be featured on next week's episode, make sure you go to my profile, click on the icon, and follow me on Instagram, and go look for the Ask Jen hot seat question post. This week, one of Tag's favorites, King of Diamonds, wrote in. He asked me if the grass is really greener. Well, in the short, the grass is greener if you water it on your side. Don't ask me about the neighbor's lawn, because you don't need to be looking at her lawn. What you looking at her lawn for? Water my lawn, and it will be green. And don't worry about what her lawn is doing or who's fertilizing or watering her lawn. Water my lawn, okay? Water my lawn. If you are watering my lawn, we ain't got to worry about nobody else's lawn and whether it is greener or not. If you are watering my lawn.
Mhm. I had some green grass on the other side, but I came back home.
You know, I love
I
her.
ain't gonna hold you.
Uh, yeah, don't worry about nobody else's lawn but your own lawn. As long as you are watering your lawn and you are cultivating and you are fertilizing your lawn, we don't got to worry about nobody else's.
Yeah.
So, now that we have discussed, I love her, but now we've discussed that and we got that out of the way. Um, when love is tested, communication, showing love, loving yourself, all of these things. In the end, I think love can conquer all as long as you are willing to put in the effort. Now I'm gonna wrap up the show with a quote, and then I'll let you all say your goodbyes. Um, Here's the quote: "There is no difficulty that enough love will not conquer, no disease that love will not heal, no door that enough love will open. It makes no difference how deep set the trouble, how hopeless the outlook, how muddled the tangle, how great the mistake. A sufficient realization of love will dissolve it all. If only you could love enough, you would be the happiest and most powerful being in the world." Emmett Fox. And thank you all for coming to the Red Room Talk. I've enjoyed all of your answers. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to all of you in the comments. I've loved having you all. And I'm going to go ahead and let y'all say your goodbyes and tell us about yourselves before we go.
Start with me again.
Starting with you, birthday boy.
Oh, okay. Well, I've enjoyed this, Red Room Talk. This is like my fifth, maybe sixth installment. I stream in the mornings, afternoons. You may say morning and night, but anyway, I do discuss good topics. OG Shy, Free, I faved you. Sassy, I faved you. Peaches, I faved you. I hope that we all can do this again, and I've enjoyed it. I hope I ain't step on nobody's toes, but I definitely have enjoyed this panel. It was lit. And Jen. Thank you for the opportunity to be in the red room. Thank
Come on, free agent.
Come on, Free.
Well,
He's
uh,
sleeping. Hello.
I
you.
guess
His eyes somewhere else.
I guess me and Jen got a strange kind of relationship because I met Jen when she first I guess she used to stream or whatever, but I guess she wasn't really streaming. But we had got a little friendship. We became cool. So she had been doing her show stuff for a while. She always coming to my stream and she'd be like, "Free, you ain't never when you gonna be on one of my shows?" So it's like I told her, I said, "I'd be an honor to be on your show, but I know you doing your thing and you got a lot of stuff going on, so I just be, in my own little world or whatever." But I'm just proud of Jen. I can't believe that I'm on her show. Y'all just don't understand. Like, it is very, very amazing to me to see how far she has came and what she's doing. And I'm definitely proud of her. And I mean, yeah, I just don't know. She's awesome. Jen's awesome people for real though. Real talk. And thank you, Nicole. It's nice to meet y'all, my peaches. I think I know you, peaches.
Yeah,
Miss
you
Sass, I
was the
already
Tell
had
us
only
you
one
about
that
you
told
fade.
right
you
quick, Free.
you
We
won
appreciate this.
the most hyped up battle. I came to tell you. Remember?
Yes, peaches. And Sassy, I already had you fade. And Shy, I got you fade too, but I think I already know you too though, big dog. Y'all
Oh
good
yeah,
people, man.
we
I
done we
appreciate
seen each
y'all.
other. But yeah,
Mm.
thank you for telling us about Jen, but this was your closing to tell us about you. Like
I,
you just told us
I
about
I
you, but
want some
understood.
of
Jen, what
that
about
Look,
you?
stuff.
I love making your words of
Look,
affirmation. Leave him
she,
alone.
she said water this hard, and he
I
like,
got
hold on, I'm gonna
in
get
right
these
My
now.
waters.
love, look,
That's
my love
right.
making your words of
And
affirmation.
sugar,
Let him
yes,
love
sugar.
on me right now.
Woo, Lord. I was
He's
like,
out here
wait
melting. She over here melting, and it's your time to shine, and she over here melting, boy.
I just appreciate y'all, man, kicking it with me. I'm straight.
leave him alone, y'all. Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
How about you, Miss Sassy Red?
Oh my God. Naturally, she's here. She's booked and busy. Make sure that you favor your girl. She got new things coming up. I'm always trying to do more things. You need me to be a feature. I got bars. No, not bars for real. But I'm saying I'm very talented, so I'm willing to do anything. Y'all need me, just hit me up. I'm cool, I'm cordial. So, you know.
Love her. Love Sassy. And I stream Monday through I stream every day at 9 a.m. till about noon, and I do coffee with peaches. Sundays for what's the word with Crow my speeches, and Monday point of view with peaches and freeze.
Keep
Yes, I am
asking.
the producer. And on Tuesday I do Patricia's Parade of Pages, and I appreciate you having me on your show. This was
I've
cute.
adored
This was
all
cute.
of you. I loved
And
all of
she's
you.
on Pacific time, you guys. So if you look for
I am
Peaches,
on
she's
Pacific
three
time.
hours behind. You know what
Okay.
I'm
Just
I know. I
favorite
know.
everybody so you don't miss us.
No, I know my life on tag is on Eastern time for real. Because when I'm here and I'm like, wait a minute, what time is it? I gotta go. I can count like this.
Well, I've adored having all of you. I've loved all your answers, and I love having people who are so different because you get such a great show out of it. And this was so beautiful to me. If you're just pulling up, it's over. It's over. Okay, we've talked
Yeah.
about love and can love really conquer all. Don't fret if you missed it. You can find us on YouTube by following my link on Instagram, which is in my profile. If you click that button, that new little button in there, we've discussed what love means to us, the 5 ways to show love, the differences between how a man and woman loves, what happens when love is tested, communication, and we had our wonderful hot seat question, and we have let everyone say their piece. But now it is time to go. You don't have to leave. You don't have to leave. You can stay here and talk if you want to, but I'm sure Free is ready to go to sleep. So thank you all for showing
He's
up,
not already.
and thank
Bye.
you so much for coming.
Bye. Thank you for having me. Thank you
Man,
for the
y'all
beautiful.
crazy.
Thank
The
you.
Lakers Golden State game going down.
I loved it. I love it. Thank you.
Quantum Sounds Production. What up, sound?